This Chiltington windmill was first erected between 1801 and 1805 near Monkmead. But as Sandy Road became impassable for carts, it was moved to its present site, known as the Hollows, in about 1830. The mill and mill house were bought in 1894 by Mr. Henry Meeton, who worked the mill until 1921. He then sold it in March of that year to Major Hartley Clark. The mill is a smock mill, as at Shipley, but cap only turning to bring the sails to the wind. The name smock comes from the appearance of the timber cladding of the body of the mill, in contrast to a tower mill, which was of brick or stone structure. The work of converting the mill into a dwelling was carried out by Mr. W. Alfrey in about 1927. He employed a retired naval master-at-arms to paint the sails, which he was able to do without putting up scaffolding. 100 weight of white paint was used for each of the 4 sails. Interesting old timbers from earlier houses was used in the reconstruction, adding to the charm of the rooms. Further extensive alteration and modernization of the interior, particularly the kitchen, dining room and rickety old staircase, was carried out by Messrs. Slaters in 1964, entirely in keeping with the mill. The iron bridge shown here was put up by Major Hartley Clark, presumably an ornamental shortcut to the adjoining field. It had nothing to do with the working of the mill. During the Second World War, the upper stories of the mill were used as an observation post. These beautiful prints and photographs, which happily have been preserved over the years, serve as an interesting and nostalgic reminder of what the mill and its surroundings looked like at the turn of the century. Over the years, neglect and bad weather took their toll of the 2 remaining sails, making them unsafe, and so, on November the 8th, 1972, work of dismantling them began. The part most affected was the center of the sail stock, which is held in position by the iron canister to which the 2 sails are attached. Fire engine, known as the Independent State of Cookfield, which incidentally has a twin sister, was brought out on this auspicious occasion to assist in the operation of cutting down the sails, section by section, as it was impossible to turn the cap of the mill round towards the road, enabling the sails to hang vertically, thereby making the whole operation much easier, as all the mechanism which originally allowed the cap to turn had completely rotted, even disappeared. On seeing the excellent condition of the timbers being cut down, it is easy to get why such drastic measures had to be taken. But as previously mentioned, it was the inner centre of the stock, which was held in the iron canister, which had rotted, and unfortunately it was not possible to show this all-important section as the men went on until well after sunset to reach this point, by which time all possible light for filming had disappeared, leaving the men and the windmill looking rather like ghostly silhouettes against the sky. Sail stock, now being raised into position, is made of long-leaf pitch pine, which comes from the Caribbean. It is an exceptionally hard wear and strong wood, very necessary for this purpose. It is 36 feet long and 12 inches by 12 inches thick in the middle, tapering down to 8 inches by 8 inches at the ends. The sails, which are attached to this stock, are 30 feet long and 7 feet wide, also in long-leaf pitch pine. The overall weight of the complete sails and stock is not quoted as such, but the information given by Mr. Hole and Son, the millwrights from Burghill, said this wood weighs 55 pounds to the cubic foot, which makes the total weight in the region of 25 to 30 hundredweight. It was because of this great weight that the decision had to be made not to reinstate the other sails, as the total weight of the 4 sails would be too great for the upper structure to support. At this point, the old rotten boarding was removed from the dummy ends, which originally held the other stock and 2 sails, to make way for the new ends, as leaving them on in their dilapidated state would have completely spoilt the overall appearance of the mill when the new sails were replaced. had one of the powerful yet picturesque looking springs now been taken up the ladder to be fixed in their normal working position. Originally, they were used to operate the shutter bar, which in turn controlled the opening of the respective shutter blades on each sail, thereby allowing the miller to regulate the speed at which the sails travelled. The shutters were constructed of a wooden frame covered by canvas or wood. And now, at the completion of this feat of reconstruction, we see the dummy stocks reclad, the scaffolding removed, and the windmill once again restored to its former sailed beauty.